Today, we're going to talk about one of the most common reasons people get food poisoning. But here's the twist. This isn't just a story about some nasty bacteria. Nope, it's about the ghost it leaves behind, a toxin so tough it can literally survive being boiled.
So have you ever had this happen? You eat a meal, feel totally fine, and then bam, just a few hours later, you are hit with this sudden, violent sickness. You blame the food, of course, and you're right, but maybe not for the reason you think.
What if I told you the actual bacteria that made you sick were long dead, completely destroyed by the heat of cooking? The real culprit, the thing that's actually making you ill, is the invisible poison they left behind.
Okay, so let's meet the offender in this little microscopic crime scene. Who exactly are we dealing with here?
Meet Staphylococcus aureus, or just Staph for short. This little guy is one of the most common causes of foodborne illness all around the world. It's everywhere.
Now, here's what's so interesting. The staph bacteria itself isn't what gets you. It's these incredibly potent substances it creates, called enterotoxins. Think of them as little toxic bombs that the bacteria just leave behind in your food.
And this brings us to the toxin's most dangerous feature. Its first superpower, if you will. It has this incredible resilience that makes it a total nightmare for food safety. And it all starts with the one thing we trust to keep us safe: heat.
You know, we're all taught the #1 rule of the kitchen, right? Cook your food to a high temperature. Heat kills the germs. That's what makes our food safe to eat. Well, yeah, about that. While cooking definitely kills the Staphylococcus bacteria, those little toxic bombs they left behind, they could not care less. They are completely unfazed by the heat. Just look at these stats. It's wild. These enterotoxins are what we call heat-stable proteins. They can literally survive being boiled. We're talking 100 degrees Celsius, 212 Fahrenheit, for an entire hour. So the bacteria are gone, but the poison is still there, just waiting.
And there isn't just one kind. Scientists have found over 20 different types, but let's just meet the usual suspects. You've got CA, which is the #1 cause of outbreaks across the globe. Then there's SEB. This one is so potent, it has actually been studied as a potential bioweapon. And SED? That's the one you often find in contaminated dairy products.
All right, so we've established the toxin is ridiculously tough. It survives cooking, but how does it make you so incredibly sick so fast? Well, that brings us to its second superpower. It's an expert at hijacking your own immune system. So how can just a tiny amount of this stuff trigger such a massive, almost instant physical reaction? It's pretty simple, actually. It cheats. It completely rigs the game against your own body. You see, scientists call these things superantigens. And that name is perfect, because they do not play by the normal rules of your immune system. They just don't. Let's walk through the attack plan. First, the toxin gets past your stomach acid. No problem. Then, instead of a normal targeted immune response, it acts like a skeleton key, directly unlocking thousands and thousands of your T cells all at once. This just sends your immune system into a massive, uncontrolled panic. And your body's only response to that kind of system-wide red alert: full-scale, violent evacuation. Get it out, now.
Okay, so we've seen how this invisible enemy operates. It's tough, it's sneaky. Now for the most important part. What's our playbook? How do we actually fight back?
Here is the absolute key takeaway. Because you cannot cook this toxin out of your food once it's there, the only real strategy is to stop it from being made in the first place. This battle isn't won at the stove, it's won before the food ever gets there.
It really all comes down to the FDA's core 4 basics. First, wash your hands, your surfaces often. Second, separate. Don't let raw meat touch your veggies. Third, cook food to the right temperature to kill the bacteria before they have a chance to make toxins. And finally, chill. Get leftovers in the fridge quickly to stop any bacterial growth right in its tracks. These 4 simple steps are your absolute best defense.
So this leaves us with a really important thought, doesn't it? We put so much faith in cooking to make our food safe, but if heat can't destroy every single threat, what other invisible enemies might we be overlooking? It really proves that food safety isn't just about that final step. It's about every single step you take along the way.